DFZRadio.com.
Feeling so high. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Cook up that hydro make me feel high. Feeling so high. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Cook up that hydro make me feel high. Feeling so high. Chefs in the kitchen and they chopping up hydro. The hydro chefs in the building and they rolling up hydro. Hydro's in the kitchen and they cooking it up. Hydro, let's go.
All right, it's 5 o'clock. The kitchen's open. DFZ Radio's Farm to Table Cannabis is all up in your listening hole. We are here to bring you the top brands in the cannabis cooking industry, the top brands in gardening, edible reviews, and products, giveaways from our good sponsors over at General Hydroponics, Botanicare, and the rest of the good sponsors of DFZ Radio. So what's up, this DFZ Radio listeners? Thank you for tuning in this evening. We got a good show for you. We've got some products to give away, as always. And in the studio tonight, we've got Burning Bush SoCal. We've got Troy in the building himself to talk about everything from genetics to squishing techniques to smoking techniques to gardening techniques. So sit back, get comfortable, eat an edible. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk for a minute. You know what's good's in the studio. You got to throw a Z up in that bitch. Make sure you say it. You know what's good.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what are you
Check him out in there. And then, so I'm fresh back from Las Vegas trip. I was out there, spent the weekend doing the 123 Garden Supply Customer Appreciation Day out there. So shout out to Taylor and Britt for having us. Very hospitable store opening up there out in Las Vegas. And they also happen to be the place to pick up your General Hydroponics, Botanicare, and Vermicrop supplies. So shout out to them for carrying our good sponsors' products. It was a crazy weekend out there in Vegas. Leave it to me to go to a Customer Appreciation Day in Vegas the same weekend as EDC. You couldn't get a fucking cab or Uber to save your goddamn life. It took an hour to get up the strip in a cab or an Uber. It was $100 fucking trip. I was like, who fucking comes out here? You must be high on acid to like this shit. Oh, yeah, it's EDC. Oh, yeah. Everyone's high on fucking acid. Except for me, I was doing my cannabis thug thizzle majiggle, just staying lit, staying split. Ran into some good fucking folks from the hydro industry out there. Shout out to Green Coast. They were out there representing Las Vegas.
Is that where your cab driver kept turning his car off or some shit?
Dude, you seen this. I'm in a cab, you guys. And the guy, I don't know if he's tired or he's trying to save gas, but the guy throws it in park at every fucking stoplight. I'm like, you got to be fucking serious right now.
He's going to reach around and shoot you.
I was like, what is about to happen? I was about to jump out the car real quick. He said, no, my friend, I am tired. My leg, it is so tired. These EDC motherfuckers, they are so high on drugs. I have to drive them back and forth. Not even joking. That's exactly how pissed off he was. You EDC people fucked up Vegas for the Uber drivers. But keep doing your thing because we had fun out there. So the other thing I noticed is on the floor of the casinos and everything, there was no smoking going on. If you pulled out a vape pen, you got a real quick, hey, what the fuck is that? Is that's definitely nicotine, right? All right, sir. All right. That's what I got. A lot of that. But outside the casino, everyone's smoking. I could fucking not walk 20 feet without smelling tree, and I'm not complaining. This is a fucking awesome thing.
Are you not allowed to smoke and walk?
You're not. You can drink and walk, but you're not supposed to smoke in public. But you can see that they've kind of got some leniency towards that, and they're not really, cracking down. So Vegas has gotten a lot funner since they've embraced the smokers as opposed to the drinkers, because we all know Vegas is a town for drunks. It's fucking great, Like in Fear and Loathing, you get drunk, they think you're drunk, they push you to the turnstile, and they let you loose on the casino. Do all the violent, crazy shit you want. But now Tree, that changes things. Now I'm an educated gambler all of a sudden. Now I'm making right fucking decisions and shit. I'm only down $400 leaving Vegas instead of $800.
At airports, they got little smoking rooms. You're walking down the street, and there's a little cubicle with enough space for you to light up. You should be able to pull over and light up.
And we've talked about this a lot of times in the show. Is we need access to safe smoking places for people that do smoke cannabis, because it is becoming a more and more accepted form of recreational time that people want to, if they want to use or they want to medicate, there should be somewhere safe to medicate, and that goes from everywhere from airports to casinos. And it sounds like, going into our news article of the week, that not only out here on the West Coast things are changing, but on the East Coast things are changing too. So it sounds as if Mayor de Blasio in New York is telling police officers not to arrest people for smoking cannabis. Now, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio has told top brass of the city's police department to stop arresting people who are caught smoking marijuana in public, according to a City Hall aide. Unless you're being just a dick, right?
Yeah.
Currently smoking, unless you're a terrorist, right? Then they'll shut you down in New York for that one. Currently smoking in public can lead to arrest, while possession of small amounts of marijuana can lead to a summons. This weekend, the mayor told the NYPD to issue summons sents for smoking pot in public instead of making arrests. The New York Police Department has already begun a working group to evaluate its marijuana enforcement procedures and presents its recommendations within 30 days at the mayor's request. The mayor made it clear this weekend that the ending public marijuana smoking arrests is one of the changes he wants. And changes to an NYPD's policy on smoking in public would not take effect until the end of summer. Oh, man, so I won't be going too hard this summer in New York, but you can still get your fucking smoke on. So NYPD Deputy Commissioner Public Information Phil Walzak told that the 30-day working group is already underway and that the issue is certainly part of that review. The working group is reviewing possession and public smoking of marijuana to ensure enforcement is consistent with the values of the fairness and trust while also promoting public safety and addressing community concerns. Manhattan's going to end prosecution, and de Blasio's call to end arrest comes after both the mayor of Manhattan District Attorney Cy Vance made big announcements about marijuana enforcement on the 15th. Mayor publicly called on the NYPD to come up with a plan to make changes to its marijuana enforcement policies in the next month. And Vance said he would end prosecution of marijuana possession and smoking cases starting August 1st. Under the current policy in Manhattan, people are arrested, fingerprinted, and have to appear in court. Last year, cops in Manhattan arrested people for smoking or possessing small amounts of marijuana for little more than 5,500 times. So a disproportionate number of those arrested were minorities also, should be noted. The dual mission of the Manhattan's DA office is a safer New York and a more equal justice system, Vance said. The ongoing arrest and criminal prosecution of predominantly black and brown New Yorkers from smoking marijuana serves neither of these goals. Vance, a Democrat who is a third term, said his office was discussing the New York City Police and de Blasio with exceptions to their what their policy should be. So the New York Police Commissioner James O'Neill said that while the department doesn't target minorities, there are differences in arrest rates. And they have persisted going back many years, long before the current administration. And they said that we need to be honest assessment about why they exist. And under the DA's new policy, people who violate the law would be issued summons. The New York Police Department, in this case, while possession is the most serious charge a person would face at the most. So according to the New York State court system, police officers issue a criminal court summons which certain laws have been violated. Most people who receive a summons are not arrested and fingerprinted unless they fail to show identification. So marijuana is a Scheduled I drug still, but under federal law, and some states like New York have decriminalized marijuana, making it a violation, not a crime, to possess small amounts of cannabis. So it's a trip, you guys. Medical cannabis is slowly being accepted over the nation, though, from Las Vegas all the way to New York.
Dude, just don't get caught. You know, if you got to smoke in public to begin with, don't cause attention to yourself. Don't be an idiot. You know what I mean?
I think it's about
smoking and driving, old school for me.
Let's take it a step further,
or
Jerome.
in the rain, they're not gonna pull you over in the rain.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Or have your dog in the car with you. They hate fucking with the dogs. But listen to me. Let's take it a step further. It's come down to common sense respect. If you were walking down the street and it wasn't a party situation or a festival situation and there was kids around as like a fair setting, you're not going to see us walking down the fair, the runway of the fair smoking a blunt in public.
Exactly.
That would be disrespectful. Now, to see people outside of a hotel in Vegas where it's predominantly 21 and over, not a kid-friendly necessarily environment, I mean, I don't see why there would be an issue in that. I think it's the right environment in the right places. A sporting event? Probably not. But do sporting events need to have a cannabis consumption area? Yes, they do, because you look at the amount of consumption of alcohol gone on in a sports complex compared to cannabis, and I think we could all agree after the third quarter, maybe it's time to bust out the blunts and let's make the drive home a little bit safer.
Well, in all fairness, you got to understand, smoking weed is still not necessarily healthy, you guys. When you're burning things that are plant matter and doing these things, even if you don't smoke, right? the argument I could say for people that are drinking, when you're drinking next to somebody, that's not necessarily a byproduct that's off-gassing over to you and you're inhaling.
Projectile vomiting.
I mean, you could be projectile vomiting from dabs. I have a friend that will never take a dab again.
Good point.
Just because of that.
True.
So at the end of the day, there's arguments for everything. So let's just invent a little handheld device that we blow it through like a
The
muffler.
smoker's buddy, remember?
Just like that's. Look, no, it's got the registration right here, officer.
Trump said mandatory smoke buddies for everybody. He's got one right here. This is what we're talking about.
Well, that disguises the smell. I'm talking about making it necessarily healthy. Mufflers do to cars for
for sure.
when you go and smog your vehicle. We're gonna get it down. Look, officer, take your little meter. I'm at 0.2 or below, and then you can take a rip in front of the officer. That's fun, right? I would love to do that. And then just blow it at him. That's fucking even better. And he asked you to do it.
So it's a changing evolution of society right now. We're watching things evolve, and we're being able to be a part of that. So we're glad to bring you these articles, and we're glad to bring you the recipes we have later. We got a cooking recipe. Memorial Day weekend's coming up, so obviously folks want to get their grill on. And we've also got a product of the week spotlight with our good friends over there at Botanicare, the Hydro Guard. We're going to be talking about that. So we're going to come back in a minute after we take this commercial break. We're going to talk to Troy from Burning Bush SoCal. You know what's good. Jerome's always got something to say.
I'm just excited. I'm full of energy. I don't know.
Well, you're talking at 562-653-0707 DFZ Radio, Farm to Table Cannabis.
That's what she do on the low. That's what she do when she high. When I need it, she provide. When I'm sober, she supply. Half an ounce to get me by. Double that up and I'm making money on the side. Break her out before I slide like. Put that up on my dead homie. She ride for me more than the homies. Know I got dreams. I'm living in cars, but she don't look at me like I am homeless. She look at me like I'm a star. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly what I am. Damn girl, you're so real. Need me one who gon' hold it down when I'm in a drought. Need me one who gon' get this cash when I'm running out. I need me one who gon' love this life I'm living with no problem. Hoes talking down, been my baby. Got 'em. Need me one, need me one, need me one. I need me one, need me one, need me one. I need me one, need me one who gon' hold it down, who gon' keep it real, who gon' roll my blunts when this shit get real. Yeah. Need me one who always keep it solid, always keep it loyal, always gon' pick up when I call her, always on the go. Gotta get that dough, talking about that bread when I'm feeling low. She gon' come, talk me off the ledge. Always on time moving slow when I'm with you. I respect your grind, cause you always look out for your boo. And you hold me down, yeah, when I'm up, yeah. If I fall, can you be my crush? You so clutch. It's some real shit I gotta tell you. Like, you the one I want, you the one I need, you the one I see at the other end of my wet dream. Like, spec. Need me one who gon' hold it down when I'm in a drought. Need me one who gon' get this cash when I'm running out. I need me one who gon' love this life I'm living with no problem. Hoes talking down, been my baby. Got 'em. Need me one, need me one, need me one. I need me one, need me one, need me one. I need me one, need me one who gon' hold it down, who gon' keep it real, who gon' roll my blunts when this shit get real. Yeah.
DFCRadio.com.
Launch crew, ready to reservoir.
What's the load factor, sir?
Bringing the Riser Blast liquid at 2 mils per gallon.
Okay, sir. We are loaded and ready to launch.
10, 9,
Okay, men. It's time to blast off into the plant's root zone and into another galaxy of root growth.
Rhizoblast is a proprietary blend of seaweed and the single-celled algae chlorella. Chlorella's abundance of amino acids and minerals contribute to its value in hydroponics. The benefits used in Rhizoblast are explosive root growth, the use with any growing medium or hydro system, its ideal use for transplanting, and the enhancement of your plant vigor in fast-flowering plants. Let your plants have a blast and see a world of a difference with Rhizoblast from Botanicare. Check it out at www.botanicare.com.
Yo, it's BKJ on Team King, and you listening to DFZ Radio. What?
DFZRadio.com.
All the dab on me, man. All the drip on me and Z Bentley, man. Ain't know what the fuck going on, man. Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. Got all the dab, all the dab. Got all the drip, all the drip. Got all the dab, all the dab. Got all the drip, all the drip. Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. I got all the dab on me. All the drip on me. I got all the dab, all the dab. All the drip, all the drip. I got all the dab, all the dab. I got all the drip, all the drip.
Throw the bitch a whole nother bean. Got a moon walking like she Billie Jean. She say she on 3, that's triple team. Say she on 3, that's triple team. And I'm fucking around and hit 3 niggas. Goddamn shawty, that's triple bean. 40 hanging out a nigga denim jean. 40 hanging out a nigga denim jean. And I'm kicking shit, no bully. Walked in the bed like screw me. But I pat down my foolie. I used to be broke, didn't know me. Swift with me, I ain't talking boom game. Me and everybody hit the motherfucking floor. Got a rollie on my wrist, couple hundreds on my feet. I'm a shilly bitch, you already know. Late night in the church with the killer gorillas and thug niggas in the motherfucking creature. And I'ma throw the D real for a little nigga, and you know that your bitch the receiver. Nigga ain't gon' win on the beetle. Make the whole stand still black beetle. Bitch, you fly them motherfucking eagle. Bitch, you fly them motherfucking eagle.
Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. Got all the dab, all the dab. Got all the drip, all the drip. Got all the dab, all the dab. Got all the drip, all the drip. Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. I got all the dab on me. All the drip on me. I got all the dab, all the dab. All the drip, all the drip. I got all the dab, all the dab. Got all the drip, all the drip. Get your man down, Mrs. Sunshine. I run the south, I'm sun up the sundown. We can put them friends up, put them guns down. Or we can put them guns on which way you want now. Get it with the bird, button down. Blue fade rollers and them diamonds on bust down. Had it bad, now you better hush now. Hey, bitch, I been dabbing, bitch, I been having. Rolling all gas, that much now. I ran on the rad, that's a touchdown. I move, fool, good as shit go. So the dick so long, she caught the hit go. I want thank God for New Year. Hey, I pour that act in the motherfucking room. This New Year on the coupe. I look up and I ain't her roof. And I kiss shit, no fever. My pockets swell up like the measles. I pull up and pop at your people. Patrolling the spot with the heater. Don't say no name, I got amnesia. I lick it and leave on the teaser. No second, no, I can't repeat it. I told her Michael Jackson beat it. Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. Got all
We're
the
back
dab
on
on
To
me.
Table Cannabis.
Got all the drip on me.
We got all these dabs all up on us. Who was that saying? Who we listening to? All right, cool. Well, shout out to I don't know, out of Never Beach. And
Shout out to all
He's
these
popping
drugs,
right
all
now.
these drugs.
His new album's dropping the 32nd of February.
It's called I Don't Know.
It's called I don't know. But we just got a delivery. we got a delivery from the good folks over at Mama Mara's Edibles, and we've also got Burning Bush in the studio. So let's welcome Burning Bush to the studio.
What's happening?
Dude, what is that?
We got Josh, all AKA Bug, and we've also got
AKA
Troy,
James Bong.
AKA James Bong,
The most
AKA
interesting bong
your
in the world.
Dude, open that
Squisher's
motherfucking
favorite
thing. That
Squisher.
thing
So
looks like
you
a
guys know
burger.
Farm to Table Cannabis. We do edibles on this show. We
Yeah.
review edibles. We talk about cannabis and growing techniques, and we like to put a spotlight on brands. So we appreciate you guys coming on. And you guys ready to try some of this Mama Mara's edibles with us?
Sure. Yes,
please.
Oh, you see that? Not even a hesitation.
I'm
Jerome,
a little bit scared.
Jerome, you jump right
knock
into
me
this
out.
one.
No, don't just hand it over.
No,
Share.
bro, you got to jump into this. This thing is like filled with some kind of.
What the fuck
It's
is it
stuffed with
first?
Nutella. It's like a cranberry cookie stuffed with like Nutella. Let me tell you this.
I'm with that.
I'm like, what do you give me the whole thing to booth test it by the end of the show?
Oh no boof here. Mama
boof.
Mara puts out the fire. So I like to give a
Boof-free.
shout out to Mama Mara's Edibles.
Yeah.
You can check them
Thank you,
out at
Mama.
Mama Mara's, and that's at MAMAMERAS. And they got all kind of great products made with organic coconut oil. And then you can check that little flyer out I got there. That cookie's really edible, man.
Man,
That's
anything
really easy.
with Nutella is killer, man.
And then on top of that, she makes bath bombs too. So shout out to Mama Mara's. We're gonna report back in about 30 minutes. Let you guys know
Ooh,
how
that tastes
how
so
split
good.
we are.
I
It
need
tastes
some
so
milk.
good.
I need some milk. He said.
I got some.
He
Miller
needs
Lite.
some milk.
He goes.
So
straight
we're
with the
here.
Miller Lite.
We got Burning Bush in the studio, and first things first, man. You guys are out here. You're transplants. You're originally from Colorado, right?
Yep.
So what brings you guys to California?
Well, I mean, while all that free cold air was good, you know,
Yeah, for sure.
and we love Colorado, we love Denver, we love all our people in Denver. It got to the point with all the snow all the time, and my love for being near water. I'm like thinking, why can't I just do this by the beach? So we came out to Huntington Beach to visit a couple years ago. Actually, almost 3 years ago, and we just instantly knew that we were going to just transplant it. So 2 months later, we had our house in Laguna Hills, and we just started getting everything set up here, legally, so that we could have our binder together. And
Now, is Burning Bush the brand? Is this a Colorado brand, or is this a brand that you started out here in California?
this is a brand that I started in Denver.
All right.
So I basically started off with just, boutique flowers that I breed myself, and then maybe 1 or 2 hits here and there, and then focusing on solventless concentrates, solventless ice wax, they call it now, but just basically mechanically separated hash.
So doing things a little less with less chemicals, basically.
Definitely.
Now
Hey, throw me one of those, Chef. That
yeah,
red
please.
one-
You
it
gotta
look-
show. You gotta look at
It
the
looks
way
like
he
a Maker's
displays his
Mark bottle
product.
with the little
Yeah,
drip.
So so right out
I
the
like
rip,
that.
the name
Hold
Burning
that up there, yeah.
Burning Bush. We all know the Burning Bush. We're not gonna get too biblical on you, but you look at the packaging and the amount of artisanal look to this product. This is really what we want to see when we're talking craft cannabis, and that's what we want to talk when we're talking to you is craft cannabis. These are small artisanal batches. These are done in a with the most care and setting when it comes into your growing techniques. Now you go with more than just concentrates. You have flowers that you are growing not just for concentrates but for flower consumption too. So can you go
Exactly.
into some of your process? Are you guys growing under
Hey, hand me that cookie
soil?
again,
You
too.
guys growing under LEDs? What do you guys do? Let's talk growing
Basically-
techniques for a minute here. While I eat this Mama Mara's edible cookie and get
Well,
split.
It tastes
know-
good with the Miller Lite, the flavors.
Yeah, it is good,
It's
actually.
like milk would be a little better than beer, but
It's just
Usually
like
I'm
it
scared of 'em.
changes the flavor instantly. I can't explain it.
So when it goes into producing craft cannabis like yourself, and you have control in every aspect of your production, you're not just hiring
right.
some master grower to
No.
go do his technique. There's no what are those guys called, the nutrient mixers and all those
Hired hands.
Yeah, man. So no agronomists, and
Nah.
you have control from the seed all the way to the sale. Now,
Seed to sale. It's
let's-
all me.
Let's talk about what goes into this cannabis. Is this a soil-grown cannabis? Is this cocoa-grown cannabis? What are you
This is
rocking?
a soilless mix, basically. It's like an HP Pro mix amended, and microbes added.
So it's like a
And
peat cocoa type thing.
It's a mix of all that, really, with some perlite. It's just I found the perfect moisture retentive, stuff. I like to get my plants. I don't want them to sit around full of water for 5 days. But at the same time, I don't want them drying up every other day. So, this gives me a nice 3-day, 4-day type of situation.
And that's big because peat moss and the cocoa, those are naturally disease and pest-free too. So that's a great start right there. So you know that when he's producing what he's trying to produce, he's taking a care into what he's growing in, because soil is a great way to grow and it's great for outdoor. It just doesn't do as great in some indoor settings too. And I mean, I'm assuming this is all craft indoor cannabis, right?
Yeah, everything I do is all indoor.
He took a rip and then hit his head on the
I took a mic to the head right there.
Doing.
So, craft cannabis at its finest. Now, you're using a peat cocoa mix. Are you doing LEDs or what are you doing?
I'm not doing LEDs, but you know what? I'll tell you. You were one of the first dudes in growing that I met when I came out here.
That's right. You said you were using the classic single-ended bulbs.
Yeah, and I told you that, and you gave me, the whole rundown and the whole lecture on how I need to switch it up California style. So I don't change what I do. I've been doing this a very long time, so I'm set in my ways. But at the same time, I said, okay, I have a warehouse that's big enough that I can do many rooms of different styles. So I'm just going to go and do this, closed, sealed CO2 situation. And you know what? I mean, over the last few months, it's just exploding. The quality, the boost and sparkle that I get from some strains under CO2 that I don't get under, AC, and air cooled. It's just a huge big up. I mean, you're kind of the one that turned the key on me, bro.
And so, what lighting you switch over to? I'm going to do a shameless self-promotion to our sponsors out there.
Well, Gavita, obviously Gavita, and a lot of Sun System stuff, and everything I use nutrient-wise. It's all in the Botanicare family, really.
Woo! Botanicare, you heard it first. Shout out to our sponsors over there at Botanicare. Now, what are you on, the Pure Blend Pro mix? Or are you on the kind?
Pure Blend Pro. Everything really. I use everything in the line.
Now,
I love how they
up to the
smell
C-Plex.
sweet.
Loving the C-Plex. Loving the C-Plex right now.
And that's C-Plex. And then what do you use for pest management for all these people that are want to make sure that they're bringing out some nice, safe product? When
honestly, here's what I use for pest management. I never get pests. I keep everything absolutely clean, and I have many different rooms. So if I ever saw a hint of a problem in a room, I can shut that room down instantly, isolate it, and it doesn't go to room. But honestly, my main thing is keeping it from the cutting of the clone. Nothing added, no foliar. People give me a lot of stuff for I should boost and use foliar and stuff, but I
Less
just
is
find
more,
indoor.
man.
I do not use foliar, and that's just how it goes. The clones they do when they come out of my cloners, they do get dipped once in a neem. They get dunked really good in a neem with like some sandalwood or peppermint oil, and I pull them out and shake them and let them drip. And I've been running for quite a long time, and I never really have issues.
So that's what you can get is some clean medicine when they pick up that burning bush at the local cannabis cups.
Definitely,
and the
lab tested.
Now you guys are out there at the High Times Cannabis Cup. You guys are one of the few people hanging out, doing your thing there when everyone else was shut down, not able because they couldn't vend. Now, what kind of recommendations and what can you give advice-wise to up-and-coming startup cannabis brands? They want to get their name out there. They want to get their licensing, but it's it's not all rainbows and unicorns out there.
Well, what I would tell them is to focus more on the flower. A lot of people want to put the cart in front of the horse, and what they really should be focusing on is having a product that will impress their peers, and that people will want to have and they'll want to enjoy, and they also want to have peace of mind that what they're ingesting is actually beneficial to their health. That's why we lab test our flowers. We process that into hash. We lab test the hash. We take that hash and we then press it into rosin. We test it a third time. So it's all basically our rosin's triple tested, every single time. You go straight to our lab on the QR codes on our products and it'll tell you the readout of everything.
What are some of these small artisanal boutique dispensaries where they can find your product at?
Right now, it's just a couple of small delivery services, that are in different areas that,
Got to keep it low. You can check them. You can check them out on Instagram. So hey, let's take a call here. We got Albert calling in. Albert, thanks for calling Farm to Table Cannabis, my dude. How goes it? First of all.
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's
Hey,
up?
guys hear me?
That's it.
Yeah, we can hear you, man. Thanks for calling in. We got Troy and Josh in the studio.
First off, I want to give a thank you to you and You Know What's Good. You guys' info. My second run was was way better than the first. So and I moved up to chronic LARP, but it's still good.
He's no longer LARP. He called it chronic LARP.
Hey,
Damn, I love it.
as long as you got the chronic in there.
Always gotta, always trying to improve it. But you guys like help me improve like 100 times this last run.
Well, we're glad you call in,
thank
man.
you on that.
Yeah, you keep up the good questions,
then,
and we'll get you pointed in the right
I
direction.
had a question for the extraction guys. So I'm old school, so I'm strictly flowers, straight smoke joints, and bomb loads only. So
Yeah.
when I see this liquid with like it looks like clear rocks in it, so it's like liquidy, like yellow liquid in it. I'm wondering what is that, and how do you guys make that? And
oh, the sauce?
Sounds like some turp sauce.
Sounds
Well,
like some sauce.
Yeah, definitely some fractional distillate, some THC with some terp sauce added to it. I guess, honestly, I wouldn't be the guy to ask about that because I do all solventless concentrates. So all of my concentrates are made, from your old school bubble hash situation.
You know what they say, Saint? That's too much sauce.
Too much sauce.
Yeah, it's too much sauce.
It is a butane extraction, though, the sauces.
Yeah.
So I know it has something to do with hydrocarbons and the crystals forming, but
And pressure. It comes down
it
to
is
creating
done with-
pressure inside of a jar.
Pressure. I mean, we can make THCA with our machines from Sasquash, but I'm not really the guy to be giving that information out because I haven't even gotten there myself. There's other people, online. There's a ton of information. I mean, you could find out anything you need to know nowadays.
Well, I'm gonna keep it real short for you, Albert, and I'm gonna tell you the process that goes into that. Still, there's a lot of different techniques, but it basically goes into putting your product out of the closed loop system into a jar, putting it under pressure, whether it be in a vacuum oven or some other method, and then it takes up to 3 weeks for those actual crystals to start forming. And so this isn't a process that goes quick. This is a process that, again, just like there's artisanal craft cannabis, there's artisanal, hash making too. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to say sauce is one of those methods, but there definitely is a little bit more that goes into it than just blasting into a pan and putting it in the vacuum oven.
There's a container.
So, I would definitely do some research on any brand sauce you're going to pick up. It's known to be a little bit a little bit low in ppm. It's always going to be low ppm. Hopefully you don't get no high ppm sauce. You'll know because it sparks. But yeah, it's really about going with a reputable brand. There's a lot of companies out there that are killing it when it comes to the sauce. Shout out to Herbals. Those guys really do great sauce. And you could go down the list all day. Some really high quality sauce makers out there. Just do your research, buy from a reputable company, and support your local grower at the end of the day.
all right. And one more. So you guys were in California or Colorado and California. What is the biggest difference you've seen between like the herbs?
Oh man, you're gonna put me on the spot.
Oh, California doesn't grow boof.
Perfect weather here.
I guess the main difference is the amount of people doing it here. It's like it's just a sea and ocean of people out here that do it so properly and in so many different styles, and they've been doing it so long that they've created their own cultures around the styles that they do. That's what kind of drew me here. Because
Has it been industrialized to the point where it's just kind of overdone in Colorado? Is that kind of what I'm hearing?
It's been done over and over there a few times. And and another thing too is the approach to growing in general, energy consumption and the reuse of water and stuff like that. It's something that Denver doesn't really pay a whole lot of attention to, honestly. They're a little more consumptive because the power is so cheap there.
Dude, that sound effect really just scares me.
Oh, the tank?
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah, the thing popping
no
off in the
problem,
corner.
bro.
Thank you so much for calling, Albert. We're gonna hook you up with some HydroGuard from our good friends and Botanicare sponsor. It's got the amnioliquefaciens bacteria in there. That strain of bacteria kills mold and pathogens. You can use it in your root zone. You can feed it to your plant. You can also spray it on your plant too. So go check out the HydroGuard from Botanicare. Gonna make your garden clean and mean.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for calling in. We're going to take another call here. We got a super fan, Mike White. He's been hanging out on the phone for like 20 minutes now. What's up, prolific Michael Wizite?
What's up, man?
Thanks for calling in.
That's all.
We're talking craft cannabis on Farm to Table Cannabis. What you got
Sick,
going?
I love.
Did you hear that?
I really had a question. I wanted to do a shout out to Mama Mares.
Oh yeah, Mama Mares. Yes, they're the truth for sure, for sure.
No, I wanted to know about I wanted to jump into the burning bush. Exactly. Is it just weed?
You're gonna jump in the burning bush. That was sick.
Or
God,
does it
you are
have to
so
do
good
like
with
the
your
biblical,
wordplay. No
like,
wonder you're a
acacia
rapper.
bush and DMT.
What
was that?
I'm stuck on burning bush.
Did he say DMT?
Yeah, the acacia bush has DMT in it, and if you were around an acacia bush, which would be the bush that burned next to Moses, it would have gotten him fucking.
Are you calling religion bullshit and that he was just up there getting hella high?
Is that what?
Well, I'm just saying.
And isn't
Not saying
acacia
anything.
a
I'm just
tree?
saying what I said.
Acacia confusa is a tree that you extract it from. Mimosa hostilis is the bush.
What's that?
Mimosa
Damn, look at Bug over here, dude. We've got a botanist over
I'm
here.
not a- Stepped I'm into not the a power botanist, zone I'm not a now. botanist.
No, but I think this
I'm not a
kid sitting across the table from me might be. Would you please give the scientific name of those?
DMT though, yeah.
Yeah, actually, almost all things alive have DMT in them, but Acacia
yeah.
confusa is a tree. It's you find it in Hawaii a lot, amongst other places. But I think that's what you're referring to as the bark that has a bunch of extractable DMT in it. And then Mimosa hostilis is the bush.
In the Middle East.
Mimosa hostilis is the bush.
Whoa. That's fucking
And that has
awesome.
no DMT? Is that what you're saying?
No, they both do. They both do. It's just the burning bush couldn't be Acacia confusa because it's a tree, like a pine tree or a eucalyptus.
That's a fucking good statement, though. We appreciate the
Right.
question, Mike. You're awesome, bro. We're going to send you one of these burning bush hats so you can wear it at your next concert.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
For real?
for real. And Prolific Mike will try to play some music at the end of the show. You can check out 420 Green Street. It ain't April no more, but he's still living it.
Can you play a different song?
Oh, he's taking requests.
California? Can you play California?
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop the video this Friday.
Did you send it to us already?
The video?
No, the California song.
Where's it at?
Saint's looking for it right now.
I can. I'll jump on the computer and
Shoot it.
and send it your way.
All right, and Saint, you got to go answer the phone. Where phone calls are lighting up right now.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
get to it, man. I don't want to keep you too
Much
long.
appreciated, my
Hey,
dude.
Hey, yeah, mellow, bro.
Did he say Mel?
DFZ Radio, thanks for calling in.
Bueno.
DFZ Radio, Farm to Table Cannabis. DFZ Radio, Farm to Table Cannabis.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, thanks for calling in, man. Hi. We got Mr. West calling the line.
Yeah, what up, man? How's it going?
Very well,
Okay.
very well. Where are you calling out of, Mr. West?
Calling from SoCal.
Attaboy, that's what's up.
What's up, Mr. West?
How's it going? Yeah, so you guys ready for this weekend? I know Bernie Bush is ready for this
Is
weekend.
this Troy? Oh, is this Troy's boy?
Definitely,
oh, okay.
definitely.
We're not screening the calls anymore.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
You can get in and say anything wild. You want to say something crazy?
Nah, I can't say
No,
anything.
tell him what's up, Mr. West.
What's up, man? How's it going?
Yeah, tell him what's up.
What's up, man? You ready for this weekend?
Yeah.
Man, tell him what the fuck is good.
You know what's good.
So we got a 3-day festival this weekend at Nas Center. It's the 25th, 26th, and 27th. It's SoCal Smoke Fest. So there's over 50 vendors.
There's over 150.
Over 150 vendors now. I mean, the vendors are just coming like honey. Flies on honey right now.
Flies on shit.
Flies on. Well, it's a little.
I think they got a little bit better than.
I didn't want to
shit
say
up
it was
there,
shitty.
Jerome.
I didn't want to say it was
Flies
shitty.
go to honey?
Honey was a little. Honey was a little
Flies on
sweeter.
fire?
But anyway,
Bears on
it's
honey.
we've got everybody. We've got the Sasquash guys. We've got Heavily Connected Seeds, Breadhead Clothing. I mean, there's tons of other people, and it's Prop 215. I mean, educate and medicate.
Come on out, get split.
Definitely.
Thanks for calling in, Mr. West.
man,
You
you
do
guys have a
gardening
wonderful day,
yourself?
man.
Yeah,
See you
thank you,
this
Mr.
weekend.
West. Peace.
Do you do your own gardening? Do you? Yeah.
No, I don't.
That means
Then that means you got to come out and get some tree from Troy then.
Really,
But hey,
yeah.
we're gonna hook you up with one of the Burning Bush hats, courtesy of Troy out there. So thanks for calling in, my dude.
Perfect.
Thanks, Mr. West.
All right, man.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
So hung up on that. There we go. So you guys don't just fucking do the solventless. You guys do the rosin too, which is still solventless. But man, we're gonna press some rosin in the studio today. He's got the Sasquatch. You got this at all your guys' your events or what?
We've been carrying this heavy thing around with us because it is the bigger version. There are smaller versions you could carry around in your backpack easily, but we push out a lot of stuff. So, and I like to experiment with large loads of stuff. So
is this the biggest one right here?
No, this is the V2. There is one that's the one size bigger.
What's the 2.5 model?
The 2.5. That's the new bigger one that'll squash ounces at a time.
Nice.
So everything has a lifetime warranty. I mean, they are the creators and the innovators of rosin tech. When no one else was around making these machines, they were the first to come out and make these machines. So that's why I stick up for these guys and carry it everywhere I go and try and educate people. Because it's a good family that we like to kick sales over there.
Well, at the end of the day, you gotta support what you use.
Definitely.
You use Botanicare. You use Gavita. You use this machine. I'm thinking this is going to be a winning combination.
It sure is.
Is this warmed up? Is it ready to squish and everything?
It is.
Well, fuck. Without further ado, Jerome, you know what to do, bro. You're the cameraman. You always kill it with the camera.
What?
Come on, man.
We got camera number
Don't be lazy.
3
right
over there.
But I don't get the close-up shots that you get.
Hey, do we have any glue tech nugs to show?
So yeah. Now, while you're
you can pull them out of that bag right there.
While you're squishing, what strain are we doing from the Burning Bush?
This is going to be Glue Tech flower.
Now, the Glue Tech, what's that strain all about?
This is a.
Holy.
Yeah, let me.
That sounds so cool.
Excuse me, guys. Glue Tech.
Let's not let that touch the table.
All right. So we're about to get our squish on. Here it goes.
Squash.
Exactly. We don't squish.
We don't squish, we squash.
Exactly.
We Sasquash.
Yeah, this glue tech is fire. Lab tested, 29%, totally clean. One of my favorite indica dominant hybrids in the game.
Vicious.
So would you
So we're gonna get it down flat here, somewhat flat, and let it heat up.
All right, here we go.
It's squishing. It's squashing.
Gotta get some light in there. So moving out here from California, were you guys pro legalization when 64 was up on the ballot or what?
In Denver? Yeah.
No, out here.
Oh, out here? Yeah, of course. You know that.
Ooh, a lot of people making other argument. That's the crazy thing is after they seen what happened in Colorado, they would think that maybe people wouldn't want to see that kind of legislation pass over here. But at the end of the day, you got to work with what we got, right?
It's true, and it's all gonna take time to work out. I try to focus on just making these flowers.
Would you consider your guys self advocates for the industry? And
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
that's why we do what we do.
So if you guys weren't in the cannabis industry, what would you guys be doing?
I'd probably be
smoking
skateboard industry, doing promoting skateboarding.
Now, Bug, I expected that from you. I didn't expect that from Troy.
Well, I was a DJ and a house music producer for 20 years. That was my thing for a long time. But I'm too old to be in clubs now. You know what I mean? So I'd rather be squashing than up in the club.
I'd rather be squashing too. What's going on over here?
So we're gonna wait a second here, and in about 5 or 8 seconds, we're gonna see this start to juice up and get wet. So right now we're just heating the material. You can hear a little crackling going on, and we'll see the sock start getting a little wet here.
Oh, that sock's so wet. It's
it's just wetting up.
It's like Duff Man's Fifi sock.
I try not to.
Jerome, will you be my Duff Man?
I try not to just smash it down.
Will you be my Duff Man?
Man,
is that too formal? Is that too formal?
Once it starts getting wet, then bear down on it.
Delicate little squashes.
Oh, there it is. Ooh, dripping. Too much sauce.
Squish, squish.
You know? We'll kind of ease at it a little bit at a time. And now just put it down.
Farm to Table Cannabis. We in the studio squishing some rosin with Burning Bush SoCal and CoCal and CoSal and Albert CoSal. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fight this evening.
Look at all those damn.
Between this Sasquash press. All right.
Boom.
Damn.
That's pretty juicy.
Yeah, and so now just lean off it.
Ease on back. Pop the clutch.
Oh.
Boom.
That's what we get.
Well done. So
No
we're in the
salt.
studio squashing on some rosin. Friends over at Burning Bush, CoCal. Now, we got some hats to give away. You can still call in 562-653-0707. We got some gear to give away. We got some samples from our sponsors over there at Botanicare. And we also got a cooking video to play. So we're going to cut to commercial. We're going to go to the barbecue for this Memorial Day coming up. You can get your medication on. And you can win a hat just for calling in, 562-653-0707. We're going to take a quick break, come back with the cooking demo. Farm to Table Cannabis, DFZRadio.com.
If I'm rolling up some trees, you can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt. If I'm rolling up some trees, you can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt. Rest in peace, Bob Marley. My blunt got a cold cut, Steve Harvey. I catch the buds with my glove, Steve Garvey. Quick to roll in the club, 'cause we party. They asking where the bomb at, 'cause everybody in the club smell that. It's Breeze, your loaded TV. Smoke about a pound every day of the week. Roll so fast you didn't see him coming your way. Turned around and there was a blunt up in your face. You must have thought that I was finished. The Breeze is never stingy with the spinach. Rolling up some trees. You can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt. If I'm rolling up some trees, you can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt.
I love the stickiest weed, 'cause I'm a Cali baby. Started from that chocolate tie from them early 80s. Now it's OG, a perfect mix with my OE. The shot of lean had a G moving slowly. Apparently, you ain't never smoked like me. Load these switches up like they was some magazines. I got some bad bitches rolling up blunts for me. Hop in the rotation, true story you can see. Even your bitch eyeballing wanna hit the tree. Smoking on weed, living life with my homie Breeze. I got that green thumb, I grow my own fucking weed. And if I got some problems, I'm hitting heavy tea.
Rolling up some trees. You can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt. If I'm rolling up some trees, you can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt.
Hi, and welcome to Non-Specific Hydro.
Yeah, hey, I have a buddy of mine that was telling me about a great additive.
Okay, do you remember the name?
Yeah, his name's Steve. He's a good buddy.
No, the product.
No, he told me it was a super concentrated organic enhancer. Comes in a yellow bottle.
Well, it sounds like he's talking about Floralicious Plus from General Hydroponics.
I don't think that was the name, but he also told me it was a vegan bioplant stimulator that contained vitamins, plant sugars, amino acids, seaweed extract.
Yeah, that would be General Hydroponics Floralicious Plus.
I don't think that's it, man. He told me it was something like Dora Vicious Flush or something, and he said it was like an organic supplement that could also be used in vegging or flowering, and that was compatible with hydro, soil, and cocoa.
Yes, that would be General Hydroponics Floralicious Plus.
Oh, hey, man, I just remembered what it's called. It's Floralicious Plus.
Oh, good. I was drawing a blank.
Floralicious Plus from General Hydroponics. Ask for it by name.
What up, people? It's your girl, Justina Valentine, and I'm rocking out with the Saint 562. Let's go. Word.
DFCRadio.com.
Welcome back, DFZ Radio Kitchen Studio. The Hydroponics another cannabis infused meal. We've got a cannabis fajita, beef fajita. We're going to take some marinade that we made with our vegetable oil from Ganja Heat, with some pineapple juice, some lemon and some lime, along with some cumin flavor together, and chop up some vegetables from the garden. Black beans and rice. Cannabis infused. Start on our marinade for this cannabis infused beef fajita. We're going to take 3 tablespoons of Ganja Eats cannabis infused olive oil. We're going to take about 3 tablespoons pineapple juice. We're going to take a whole lime and a whole lemon squeeze them right into this mix. This citrus acid is going to break down some of that meat. Now the beef flap that comes off the ribeye. That's as they trim it up and get it ready for processing and serving in your local butcher. That's the flap meat that comes right off the side. That's a really high quality piece of meat. It's really tender, but really cheap at the same time. We've got some lemon and some lime and some citric acid in there. And we're also going to add about a tablespoon of cumin. Cumin's got a really spicy flavor to it, and it's a quintessential Spanish seasoning. Then we're going to get some coriander in there, which is basically just cilantro. Then we're going to get a little bit of pepper in there. Mix all this up. Then we're going to finish it off with about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and then your favorite hot sauce. I use a Cholula. Yours can be whatever you want. Mix this up. Plastic bag. Because that's what's easiest. Throw this in on our marinade. Let's marinate this. And we'll get started on our cannabis infused black beans and rice. Get our rice and our beans going. So we're going to take half of the onion that we're going to use for the fajita. We're going to dice that up and get that on the stovetop, and that will be the base for black beans and rice. We're also going to take half of the green pepper. We're going to dice that up in the same pan and saute it with about a tablespoon of this cannabis infused Ganja Eats vegetable. Then we'll throw in our black beans and rice. Take a spoon of this Worcestershire sauce to a low simmer for about 20 minutes while our beef is marinating this cracking. Let's get this cracking. Take 2 tablespoons of our vegetable oil that's been infused with cannabis. Take our vegetable onions and our green peppers. Smash, close the garlic. We're going to let those over a medium-high heat. Your onions and garlic sweat it a little bit. You're going to get about a cumin in there. Put in your black beans. And this is when you would add your liquid ingredients. So I'm going to do about a tablespoon of the Worcestershire sauce. And we're going to get a tablespoon of our very favorite hot sauce in there. We're going to let this simmer at a medium for about 15 minutes to cook up our fajita. Let's chop up those cannabis infused vegetable prep. We've got our cast iron skillet grill. Cook on the cast iron skillet. One of my favorite ways to cook. Fresh vegetables from the garden. Got some bell peppers, some jalapenos, onions. When it comes to to growing your own produce, especially this time of year, you want to use high quality silicate product like Armor SI from General Hydroponics. Silicate is a cell builder, and that's going to help with higher quality fruit, drought resistance. It's also going to help with disease resistance. High quality product, General Hydroponics, Armor SI. So we're going to cut up some avocado, put this alongside some of those jalapenos, peppers, and the fajita dish. Finish up cutting these vegetables, and then we're going to plate up this dish. Some of those fajitas on the grill for cannabis-infused fajita feast. Pan on the grill. Tablespoon of the ganja, vegetable oil on there. Let's throw in our vegetables. All these flavors together. Grill up this pan on the grill. So let's get this going. Peppers. We got some onions. More peppers. Let's get it all in there. It's not going to take long. To get done on the grill and a cast iron pan. And our beef is cut really thin, so it's going to cook super fast. Let's finish this up. Beef on there. Get the beef on there. Cannabis infused fiesta. Vegetables are done. Let's get the meat on the grill. Now the meat's gonna cook really quick, about 2 minutes aside. Give it a flip. Let's get our tortillas heated up. You can use the grill or you can heat them up traditionally. I like a little smoky flavor on my tortillas. Our meat's finished cooking. Let's take the tortillas and the vegetables off the grill, take it inside and plate up this cannabis-infused fajita feast. Black beans and rice finished. We're going to do a healthy scoop of the black beans with the cannabis-infused vegetable oil and the peppers and the onions. And now that that's done, we got our beef off the grill. We're going to cut up some of that beef, make it look all beautiful in some strips. We've got our cannabis-infused vegetables that we grew in our hydroponic garden with our Armor SI. And now, if you want to win your very own Armor SI, subscribe to this week's video, the cannabis-infused fajitas cooked over the cast iron skillet on the grill, and you can win just for subscribing. Hydroponic Chef approved, DFZRadio.com.
Drink in my cups, I'ma tell the DJ, crank it on up. Side diesel in my blood, purple drink in my cup, I'ma tell the DJ, crank it on up. Yeah, crank it up, crank it on up, crank it up. Sour diesel up in my blood, purple drink up in my cup, crank it up, crank it on up. That's D, got me smoking the best, no stress cheese. Now hold up, roll up. Check the situation, about to go nuts. With a little bit of perk up in my cup, you can tell the bartender to fill it on up. That's alright, baby, work your stuff. And that's all night, baby, work your strut. You and your friends can ride when I go. Take a little spin in my Monte Carlo. Take a little dip, baby, show you how I roll. Take a little hit, baby, puff on the hydro. Eyes so lit, make me look like my eyes closed. Purple drink mix, make me look like my eyes glow. Hypno, Grey Goose with a little grape juice. That's how it is, so I'ma have to take side diesel in my blood. Purple drink in my cups, I'ma tell the DJ, crank it on up. Side diesel in my blood, purple drink in my cup, I'ma tell the DJ, crank it on up. crank it up, crank it on up, crank it up. Sour diesel up in my blunt, purple drink up in my cup, crank it up, crank it on up. It's the ADX team, no doubt in between, and we stay fresh and clean when we hop on the scene, and we style on them, profile on them. If they wanna act crazy, then we wild on them. It's the S to the T and that Cambo G, either Maserati blue or the Lambo green, and that Chevrolet mean when it drop on the street, either hating on you or they hating on me. And it's shaved up, raised up, drop it to the flow, got them blades to stay tough. And the candy on the bike, same color as sour. Catch me on the site 100 miles per hour. This is my life, so this ain't ours. So I stay tight, so this is power. With the ADX team, you can call us some brave hearts. Sour diesel trees, you can call it the trademark. Side diesel in my blunt, purple drink in my cup. Someone tell the DJ, crank it on up. Side diesel in my blunt, purple drink in my cup. Someone tell the DJ, crank it on up. Yeah, crank it up, crank it on up, crank it up. Sour diesel up in my blunt, purple drink up in my cup, crank it up, crank it on up. West Coast, crank it on up. East Coast, crank it on up. Midwest, crank it on up. Down south, crank it on up. Yeah, crank it up.
All right, we're back. Farm to Table Cannabis, DFZRadio.com. So, Burning Bush, thank you so much for coming through, you guys. That
No
was
problem, man.
my
Anytime.
that was my attempt at a barbecue asada medicated dish. You guys can tune in and go comment on the video to win. You guys brought by the Sasquash machine, so thank you guys so much for showing that off. Thank you for growing clean
problem.
medicine
Awesome.
with our
Love it.
sponsors over there at Botanicare.
Yes, sir.
And thank you to Mama Mara's edibles. Anyone feeling anything off those? We didn't eat enough.
I didn't eat enough.
At least it tasted bomb, but she's notoriously for having really strong shit, so we had to be careful.
I could tell they were
feel
beastly.
good.
And then Burning Bush, man. You guys are the shit. Anyone you guys want to give a shout out to?
Just SoCal Smoke Fest this weekend at Nas Center. Mr. West, Breadhead Clothing, you know, Arrow style clothing in New Orleans. We're having a skateboard contest this Sunday out there. Burning Bush is promoting that and getting all those kids some free decks and clothes and stuff.
There
know,
you go.
Stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
You see us around though.
Giving it back. So check out the event this weekend, Smoke Fest, and you can
What's
check
that
out.
one?
You can check out the. This is a bar of soap from Mama Mara's edibles. I'm gonna use it to rinse your mouth out, you dirty fucker.
It looked like
How
a
do you get
bee's
high from
brownie.
that?
God damn
do
it!
you eat
I wish you'd say something dirty right now. So you can catch us on our replays with me and you know what's good on the DFZRadio.com app.
I
and
just
you
said
can
a
check-
bunch of shit in my head.
And fucking yeah, man, we bring you these guests every week. We have the honor of introducing you to the top brands in the industry when it comes to gardening, cannabis cooking, and growing, and everything all around. So DFZRadio.com. Check us out.
So high, roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Cook up that hydro make me feel high. Feeling so high. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine.
Another cannabis-infused meal. This week, we've got a cannabis-infused beef fajita, and we're going to take some marinade that we made with our vegetable oil from Ganja Eats. We're going to put that with some pineapple juice, some lemon, and some lime, along with some cumin. Pull all those flavors together and grill it, and chop up some vegetables from the garden, and we'll make some black beans and rice to accompany this cannabis-infused fajita mix. It started on our marinade for this cannabis-infused beef fajita. We're going to take 3 tablespoons of the Ganja Eats cannabis-infused olive oil, and we're going to take about 3 tablespoons of this pineapple juice, and we're going to take a whole lime and a whole lemon and squeeze them right into this mix. This citrus acid is going to break down some of that meat, the beef flap. And now the beef flap that comes off the ribeye, that's as they trim it up and get it ready for processing and serving in your local butcher. That's the flap meat that comes right off the side there. So that's a really high quality piece of meat. that's really tender but really cheap at the same time. So we've got some lemon and some lime. We've got the citric acid in there, and we're also gonna add about a tablespoon of cumin. The cumin's got a really great spicy flavor to it, and it's a quintessential Spanish seasoning. Then we're gonna get some coriander in there, which is basically just cilantro. And then we're gonna get a little bit of pepper in there. We're gonna mix all this up, and then we're gonna finish it off with about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and then your favorite hot sauce. I use a Cholula. Yours can be whatever you want. Mix this up, and we're gonna use a plastic bag because that's what's easiest, and we're gonna throw this in on our marinade. So let's marinate this, and we'll get started on our cannabis-infused black beans and rice. Get our rice and our beans going. So for the beans, we're gonna take half of the onion that we're gonna use for the fajitas, and we're gonna dice that up and get that on the stovetop, and that'll be the base flavor for our black beans and rice. We're also gonna take half of the green pepper, we're gonna dice that up, and we're gonna put that in the same pan and saute it with about a tablespoon of this cannabis-infused Ganja Eats vegetable oil. Then we'll throw in our black beans and rice, a tablespoon of this Worcestershire sauce, and we'll let it come to a low simmer, let it sit for about 20 minutes while our beef is marinating. Let's get this cracking. We're gonna take 2 tablespoons of our vegetable oil that's been infused with cannabis. We're gonna take our vegetables, our onions, and our green peppers. And I've got 2 smashed cloves of garlic, and we're gonna let those sweat over a medium-high heat. After your green peppers and your onions and garlic have sweated a little bit, you're gonna get about a tablespoon of cumin in there. You're gonna put in your black beans, and this is when you would add your liquid ingredients. So I'm gonna do about a tablespoon of the Worcestershire sauce, and we're also gonna get a tablespoon of our very favorite hot sauce in there. We're gonna let this simmer at a medium heat for about 20-15 minutes while we cook up our fajita meat. Let's chop up those vegetables for this cannabis-infused fajita feast. Finish up with our vegetable prep. We've got our cast iron skillet. We're gonna cook on the grill using the cast iron skillet, one of my favorite ways to cook. We've got some fresh vegetables from the garden. We've got some bell peppers and some jalapenos. We've got some store-bought onions. And when it comes to growing your own produce, and especially this time of year, you want to use a high-quality silicate product like Armor SI from General Hydroponics. Silicate is a cell wall builder, and that's going to help with higher quality fruit. It's going to help with drought resistance. It's also going to help with disease resistance. So high quality product, General Hydroponics, Armor SI. We're going to cut up some avocado. We'll put this alongside some of those jalapenos and some of those peppers in the fajita dish. And we're going to finish up cutting these vegetables, and then we're going to plate up this dish, put some of those fajitas on the grill for a cannabis-infused fajita feast. Cast iron pan on the grill. We got a tablespoon of the Ganja Eats vegetable oil on there. Let's throw in our vegetables. We'll pull all these flavors together, and we're going to grill up this pan on the grill. So let's get this going. Peppers. We got some onions. Some more peppers. Let's get it all in there. It's not going to take long for those to get done on the grill in that cast iron pan. And our beef is cut really thin, so it's going to cook super fast. So let's finish this up. We'll get the beef on there, and then we'll plate this beautiful cannabis-infused fiesta. Vegetables are done. Let's get the meat on the grill. Now the meat's gonna cook really quick, about 2 minutes aside. Give it a flip. Let's get our tortillas heated up. You can use the grill or you can heat them up traditionally. I like a little smoky flavor on my tortillas. Our meat's finished cooking. Let's take this tortillas and the vegetables off the grill, take it inside and plate up this cannabis-infused fajita feast. Our black beans and rice finished. We're gonna do a healthy scoop of the black beans with the cannabis-infused vegetable oil and the peppers and the onions. And now that that's done, we got our beef off the grill. We're gonna cut up some of that beef, make it look all beautiful in some strips. We've got our cannabis-infused vegetables that we grew in our hydroponic garden with our Armor SI. And now, so if you want to win your very own Armor SI, subscribe to this week's video, the cannabis-infused fajitas cooked over the cast iron skillet on the grill, and you can win just for subscribing. Hydroponic Chef approved, dfzradio.com.